They say success is the best revenge. But no one tells you how sweet it feels to hand your ex-boss an eviction notice. This is a story of how I went from being fired to owning the very building he worked in less than a year. I used to work as a mid-level project manager at a mid-sized corporate firm. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills and gave me a sense of stability. Until my new boss, Greg, came along. Greg was one of those leadership by fear types. Loud, arrogant, always reminding us that we were replaceable. He loved humiliating people in meetings, especially anyone who challenged him. Unfortunately, I became his favorite target. One Friday afternoon, Greg called me into his glass-walled office. He didn't even let me sit before saying, "You're just not a fit for the company culture anymore." No warnings, no write-ups, just a pink slip and a smirk. The worst part? He made me pack my stuff while the whole team watched in silence. I remember thinking, I gave years to this place, and this is how it ends? For weeks, I spiraled. Then one night, I found an old folder, an idea I'd buried years ago. Starting a small property consulting business. It sounded crazy. I had no capital, no clients, and zero confidence. But I had one thing Greg didn't, the will to rebuild. I sold my car, used my severance pay, and learned everything I could: real estate, property valuation, finance. Every late night was a brick in the foundation of my comeback. Months passed. My first client was a retired couple trying to sell their inherited property. Then another, and another. Soon, I partnered with a small investor group that trusted my ethics. Together, we began buying and leasing commercial spaces. By month 11, we were negotiating for a downtown office building. When the deal closed, I froze at the address. It was my old company's headquarters. Monday morning, I walked into that same lobby where I once carried a cardboard box. Greg saw me and froze. "What are you doing here?" he asked. I smiled. "Just came to inspect my new property. I'm your new landlord." He went pale. 3 months later, when the company failed to renew their lease, I served Greg a formal vacate notice. He begged. He threatened. But for the first time, I had the power. Did I do it for revenge? Maybe a little. But mostly, to prove that no one can take your word away. If you're ever fired unfairly, remember this. Sometimes the universe doesn't close doors. It pushes you toward the one you were meant to build yourself. Fired on Friday. Landlord on Monday.